All right, so I want to go over the next 3 trend identification techniques with Ichimoku clouds. These are a little bit easier than the previous ones, but they're all pretty easy, so that's what makes Ichimoku clouds not only very reliable, but very easy and fun to use sometimes. So number 1, we're looking at the Senku span A and Senku span B. So remember, Senku span A, once again, is the green or the gray line, and Senku span B is the yellow line here. So when span A is on the top, once again, you have a uptrend. The distance between span A and span B will show you the strength of the uptrend. If there is exhaustion, whenever they spread apart like this, that means that there may be exhaustion and there may be a trend change coming very soon. But the indicator is when you have span A cross over to the other side of span B. The position of span A changes completely, as you can see here, going from the top after an exhaustion to dropping below span B to form a downtrend. And in most platforms, the Ichimoku cloud will change colors. As you can see here, when it crosses, span A crosses above, you have a green cloud, and when it goes below, you have a red cloud. Indicator number 2 is looking at the Chiku span and its position above or below the entire situation here when you're looking at the cloud and the price. Now, when it retroactively, because it is in the past, crosses from the top to the bottom, then you have an indication that you may have a new trend or that the trend is a very strong trend. So whether you're scaling in and you want to enter a second position, or if you're long and you want to know if you should get out of the trade, the Chiku span crossing, the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and the cloud, which is span A and span B, is a trend indicator of strength and directional change. Indicator number 3 is extremely easy to spot. Unfortunately, on TD Ameritrade, I don't know how to find the angular tool, but you can see here that the trend angle here, looking at the actually span B, is 37 degrees. I plotted it just like I would plot a trend line. So I plotted it from one peak to a peak here, even though this is at average mid price. It's a mid price. So this is 37 degrees. What we're looking for is 35 degrees to 45 degrees. Now, if you're below 35 degrees, that means that the trend is or potentially weak, and you could have a trend reversal on your hands if it's too weak. And it's not worthwhile for trading because you're looking for directional moves in trading, unless you're trading with mean reversion, looking for shorts at the top, longs at the bottom. And if you're above 45 degrees, that oftentimes means that you have a trend exhaustion on your hands, meaning that there could be a reversal, if anything, at least short term or long term. So once again, we're looking for 3 indicators. Number 1 is the trend angle, looking at either the Tenkan-sen, the Kijun-sen, or the Senku span A or span B. And then we're looking for the Chiku span, whether it's on the top or the bottom. We're looking for separation to show strength, and the Chiku span crossing to also show strength or trend change retroactively. Remember, this Chiku span is positioned, it's just a line chart positioned 26 periods in the past. And then we have the Senku span A crossing span B. When it's crossing from the top to the bottom, that means you have potentially an uptrend changing to a downtrend, and vice versa. You have a downtrend changing to an uptrend when span A crosses from the bottom of span B over to the top of span B.